What's up, everybody? Welcome to our second stream of the day. We're gonna work on some demos today. Just making a pretty little loop for y'all. Oh shit. Wasn't even coming through. That's a pretty little loop, guys. That is pretty bad. Alright. Well, enough of that. That was mostly just so I could warm up before we get recording this stuff. So I think here is what I'm gonna do before we start this, because I'm trying to figure out how to be organized when it comes to this recording process, because it's kind of a bitch. So I have a couple ideas. I think number one, we're gonna have to, give me a second. Alright then. So we're gonna have to try and be organized. So I think what we gotta do is just start labeling our shit, right? And then be simple with it. GTR1, right? Or GTRL, maybe, like for left ear or something like that. You know what I mean? That's my first idea. I'm gonna just immediately set it up so before we record anything, before we record anything at all, we're gonna like have all of the shit labeled, and we're gonna have all of the tracks ahead of time. So we're just gonna fill out some tracks, right? Is that a smart idea? So then I'll have the bass, and it'll be here, and it says bass. Or we'll do bass 1, right? So it'll be like bass 1, bass 2, right? We potentially will not need multiple basses, but we'll label them like that. We'll do maybe vox for vocals, potentially. But generally, a lot of the bands that use vox as their abbreviation for vocals, a little on the cringe side, but that is an abbreviation for vocals. Bass, and we'll put a drum track thing, DRM, let's just do drum, it's only 4 letters. Potentially, I think what we might want to try to do, we could try to use this fucking thing, but I think what we're going to try to do is try to program some beats using the MIDI keyboard instead. So here's what I'm thinking. We're gonna record some shit onto this thing called Guitar 1. And you know, we're gonna take this really slow. I think a lot of times when I record stuff, I'm like in a rush. So like, alright, let's just take this slow and try to methodically piece together what the fuck this process is, right? So, here, I like this amp a lot. But we want to bring the gain way, way, way down. And the presence, which is like the distortion. And we're going to bring the lows down too. And bring the mid up a little bit. Alright, here, I gotta bring this down into drop D. Let's tune up. Smart move before you record something. Like that sound? I don't know. I think it sounds good to me, but maybe it's not good. So here's what I think. Well, for each little process of the thing, we'll watch a little bit of information about supposedly how potentially you could be doing it in a good way. So, dialing in metal tone. How to dial in perfect metal tone for both virtual and real amps. This is a 20-minute video. Let's try to skim through this, but let's go 1.25 speed.
Guys, I've got a cool video for you today. It is all about
Alright, I can just tell by this guy's vibe immediately, he's going to point us in the right direction.
A metal tone. I'm actually going to share my personal settings with you that I use right now today with both plugins, with both virtual amps and with a real amp. We're going to dig into both settings. I've got some sound clips that you're going to hear. Now, real quick before we get started, I've got a free PDF document that you can download. Actually, if you're on my email list already, you already have this. I just emailed it to you. Just look for the subject metal tone. Anything that says metal tone on it, and of course from Jason Stallworth. If you're not on my email, then sign up below in the YouTube description. You'll get my free metal riffs and licks guide. That's my free practice guide. You'll get that today as soon as you sign up, and then the next day you'll get the email for my metal tones that I'm talking about now. Let's first go over the perspective of using virtual amps plugins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share probably one of my favorite plugins, I guess, and this is by Positive Grid. This is using the Bias Amp plugin they have. And I'm going to share a tone from you from an amp called their Tread Plate. So let's listen to this. I'm going to share two tones with you. I'm going to share a tone that's by itself on its own. Then you're going to turn around and hear it in the full mix, because at the end of the day, that's really what counts. And then I'll break down the settings for you. Of course, after that, we'll do the same thing with a real amp.
So what is the name of this amp he's using?
Of course, after that,
I don't know if we need to use his amp,
because at the end of the day, that's by itself on its own. Then you're going to turn around and hear it in the full mix, because at the end of the day, that's really what counts. And then I'll break down the settings for you. Of course, after that, we'll do the same thing with a real amp.
Hang on, what is this one
called?
called?
Probably one of my favorite plugins, I guess, and this is by Positive Grid. This is using the Bias Amp plugin that they have.
Bias Amp Positive Grid. Is this, wow, I spelled bias retardedly. So that's a $60 virtual amp. We're not going to shell out for that, unfortunately.
And I'm going to share a tone from you from an amp called their Tread Plate. So let's listen to this. I'm going to share two tones. And of course, I'll explain to you how. Now let's hear what that tone sounded like in the full mix, and of course I'll explain to you how I recorded this as well.
Metal and this more this kind of style this guy's going for, we probably had to do more of that galloping shit,
now, I said
right?
Same tone, but
Let's not get distracted.
I always prefer to record 2 rhythm tracks when I'm doing the full mix. I'll hard pan 1 track to the left. Well, that's my right. I'll hard pan 1 track to the left, and then I'll record the other track and pan it to the right. Now, how I actually record, I'll record that first track, straight up the middle, then track to the left. Prefer to do it to
right.
the left.
So that's what we were talking about. The hard panning with 1 to the left, to the right. So let's see if we can. Let's just work on this little intro thing we have. So. We tap out the rhythm. It's looking at 110. So I have this intro part for this song, Ooga Booga. And let's just isolate that intro. Fuck. Jesus. Alright. Well, I wasn't even recording. Here, before we record anything, I'm just going to figure it out. I think it would be good, kind of like, I might be ripping off System of a Down a little bit on this one. But they have prison songs like. And then they have like those pauses, right? I think what I could do is. Or. Let's figure out how we're going to do that sort of idea, right? Put an EQ on this where we cut out the low end. There, it sounds a lot better. So let's just try to record this. We fucked up the timing there, but we did pretty good for a second. Take it real fucking slow and just figure out how to do this shit. this is what I want to know. How do I separate this? Because I recorded over, but I still get both of those tracks. Or could I just click this? Because I want to separate them though. And just delete that area. No. Alright, well then let's just try doing this. I think what we're going to try to do is find out how we can just get like the skeleton of the song together in rhythm, and then we're going to try to do like better takes for each of those parts. Let's listen to this. Let me zone in. So, what do I want to figure out? So there's something, I want to figure out this thing in Reaper, right? This is something small, I'm sure there's an easy way to do this. How can I alright, Reaper, recording over tracks, separate tracks. Reaper, how do I separate tracks recorded over each other? Splitting audio without affecting other tracks. Is this it? Is this what I want?
Audio, and here is a project in Reaper, which is a song of mine called Band of Brothers. And as you can see, there are many tracks in this song, 23 actually. And there are so many that if I want to actually see the tracks, they're going to be off the screen. A lot of them will be off the screen down here at the bottom. So that makes this problem extra problematic. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Here is a drum track. A lot of times, drums don't go right on the beat. I have these little lines here set up to be on the beat, and so you want to go in and split the audio item on this track so that you can drag the drum beats around and get them right on the beat. So what I would do here is come S is the keyboard items and drag this track was here. At that same cursor point.
It's not about splitting them. It's about like when they're like on top of each other. New recordings that overlap existing items.
Hi, I'm Kenny Joya. Welcome to another one of my tutorials. In this video, piano left, and this right here, and it's going to create new takes like this. So you have two takes of our piano.
Yeah.
Take one right here.
This is what I want. All right.
And we could switch it by hitting the T key to go back and forth. And we could hear each one at a time.
Sure. how do we separate
and we're
those?
happy with one of the takes, we can just right click it, go to take, and choose crop to active take.
Crop to active take.
And that's going to remove the other take, just keeping the one that we want. And if we punch in, it's also going to
Alright. What was that? Take. Crop to active take. We'll do that for all of these here. Or that is a victory. We just figured out something good. So then now what we can do, okay, now I'm less afraid to record over things, and then, so what I'll do is I can just keep on recording over shit, and then I can crop to active take. Perfect. So we figured something out. So then, here, let's try that again. Let's try doing this other thing. Fuck. But that's okay, because then now we can just go in and go take, delete, active take. Perfect. Alright. That shit was terrible at the end. So we can crop that then. Crop to active take, make that part the beginning, right? So then, but then right here, you want to split items at cursor, crop to active take. And is there a way that we can like merge these together? Heal split in items. But that doesn't seem to work. But then let's go back to this one. Alright, then let's go. So we want this guy here. Alright. Let's not get distracted. So all of those can have better takes, but let's just go ahead and like try to So yeah, let's duplicate that, and then let's call this guitar 2. And let's delete all those tracks and try to do something different. Here, what we could do, before we move on any further, let's listen to our older version of this track. It's not good, but just for reference, this is what we're trying to improve. I saved that shit. I put it, see, I'm normally so organized. Is it this one? Yeah, it is. So listen to this. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. So here's my idea for how we can improve this. It's too quick. It gets into the shit too quick. So I think we could add like a little bit more of an intro to it, like I have no idea. Here, let me try this. I'll try something out. Let's get this timing right. So we could probably put something like that underneath. So this is quickly becoming a big mess. I'm just going to delete all of this. This is not the right way to do it. What a struggle, genuinely. How the fuck do you organize this shit? So let's try this. I'm gonna try doing this all in one clean, beautiful take. Less talking. I'm genuinely curious, like what strategies could I employ to try to make this process make more sense? So I've made that little. We can lower that down for a second, but that's not going to be good. All right, hang on. We'll bring the volume down of just that item, not the whole track. Man, like how the fuck do you organize something like this? Are we just working on something too complicated to start with? That's the question, because in my mind that's like a simple song as a guitar player. But maybe to record it as a track, that's like a complicated thing to get into as your first little project. Difficult. It's genuinely difficult. And so my instincts would be to like immediately go to look up some like how do I record music, but it's like I think I just have to struggle through it. So let's just delete that again. And let's just try over and over until we get takes that we like. So that's a little offbeat. Right there. But I think we're getting more into the style of guitar playing I need to do. Whoops. fucking getting it out of my system. But man, what a conundrum. What a conundrum. All right, let's look up some theoretical ideas in this. How to organize recording a metal song.
Metal Mastermind today.
What's up? It's Metal Mastermind. I like this guy. I mean, I feel like for some reason, whenever it's one of these people who's telling you about recording techniques rather than guitar techniques, most of what they say seem to go in one ear and out the other.
Hey, we've got a very
But we'll give it a
helpful
shot
recording
anyways.
tip for you. We're going to show you how to arrange your song and the song structure in your DAW. Alright guys, we're going to jump right into this, but real quick, I'm going to demonstrate this process in PreSonus Studio One. Now, your DAW, your recording software, should have this feature, okay? So you'll just have to search for it, and you'll see what I'm talking about as we go through this together. Now, we're going to make this exciting. We're actually going to write this together. So let's dive in, but don't forget to hang around to the end of this video. I've got some exciting news I'd like to share with you. All right, guys, so we've got the DAW pulled up. Now it's time to arrange our song. But as you can see, I have no song. Well, that's because we wanted to make this fun here. So we're going to just kind of like make something up as we go. That's the cool part. And then I'll arrange the song as we go too, because this is really how you'd probably normally do.
So let's pause and look at this. He's labeled it rhythm 2, rhythm 3, bass, and an easy drummer. And so he kind of did the thing we did without being told to do, which was label all of the tracks before we started recording anything.
Arrange the song as we go too, because this is really how you'd probably normally do it. So I want to kind of start from scratch, so that way the process, it would make more sense. And again, it's just kind of cool to go through this together. So what I'm going to do is just pull up a dummy drum track. Now, if you were going to record something for professional release, I would strongly recommend you to hire a real drummer. But for songwriting, and if you're just doing YouTube videos or social media videos, hey, use a drum machine for that. That's fine. So just to make the process quick, I'm just going to pull in a loop here. This is just a really cool double bass loop that I'm pulling in from Easy Drummer here. Now, real quick, I've got the Death Metal pack, and I'm using the Metal Machine. So those are just different features, or additions rather, that you can get with Easy Drummer. Got to pay a little extra for that, but it's really not that bad. Okay, so I'll turn on my metronome here because I like to have that click before the drum starts, so I know when it starts. Okay, and we're going to set the BPM. Let's set it at 167. That's kind of a cool BPM there. And I am just literally, guys, I'm going to make up a rhythm, so I have no idea what's going to happen here.
So he throws the drum in there first with the drum machine. It's not a bad idea, obviously. Yeah. Yep, not a bad idea, isn't it?
Let's just play something. Okay, real simple rhythm there, okay? That could be like the intro, it could be the verse, could be whatever you want. And I'd probably want to replicate that, like play that 2 times to be a full verse if we wanted that to happen that way.
It definitely makes more sense to put the drums in first and to play a guitar over it, and then you got 2 tracks. Mostly because it's not even that it makes more sense to put it in first, it's more so that it makes less sense to put drums over the guitar. You know what I mean? Like, it makes less sense to put, makes almost no sense to put the drums in after you recorded the guitar. You know what I mean?
But again, I want to keep this simple. I don't want to drag this out too much. So what I like to do at that point is, again, we've got this drum track here.
So maybe this could be what like sets us to the on a better efficient frontier. How to program drums. At least for the purposes of these demos we are attempting to create. To me, there is nothing lamer. There is nothing lamer on the entire planet Earth than programmed drum beats. So, I was trying to get this fucking dumbass MIDI keyboard to work a long time ago, and it was working, and then it just broke out of nowhere. Like, it just stopped working. So, like, the keyboard worked, but what started having a problem was the fucking, oops, I don't want that. What started having a problem was the, Reaper. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate it. It's so terrible. This fucking piece of shit. It's gonna be this slow. It's gonna take this long to learn it. Oh god. Show MIDI track control panel. I hate it. It's gonna take this long for me to get good at recording shit. And this freaking gosh darn MIDI controller is not working. so this is what pisses me off. It's supposed to show up as like there's like another set of options I'm supposed to get, but it's not showing those options. So something is really broken. And I used to get that thing, like it used to pop up no problem, but now it doesn't show up. And so I'm just really confused. What happened? Did I toggle something I wasn't supposed to do? For this frickin' MIDI controller. See, I'm not trying to be one of these, like, I have to, like, stop and, like, take a deep breath so I don't get too triggered. But I'm getting pretty triggered right now, not gonna lie. This fucking shit. See, alright. If there's one thing that pisses me off, it's one thing when it's like, I'm just too stupid to figure it out. I can live with being too stupid to figure it out. It's another thing when it's like the shit is broken. It doesn't work. Like it should be like this, but it's broken. Like, and the thing is, I remember using this shit, so what happened? Like, it lights up, look, it lights up, it's all, the things work, it lights up, it's on, it's plugged into the computer, it's not like that's broken. It's all about the input. That shit don't work. Like, okay, right here. MIDI overdub replace. There should be a whole nother option. Like if you look at any of the tutorials, I'm not even gonna bother looking them up. There's another option that shows up. And I remember I used to get that option, but now it doesn't show up. And let's say, okay, let's open our preferences MIDI controller, or devices rather, MIDI devices. Look, it shows up, MBK MIDI Mark II. It shows up. So why isn't it, what the fuck happened? It's showing up. It's there. Why doesn't it show up when I try to put it on a track? Like the computer is reading it, the software is reading it, but the option within the software isn't reading it. Enable input from this device. It's already enabled input for control messages. I'm just trying to enable every possible fucking thing. It still doesn't show up. enable output. We don't need output. That's not what I need. What if I delete it and then configure input? Nope, that's not what I want. Disabled. Okay, I disabled input and alright. I disabled input. Now I'm gonna re-enable it. The good old off and on. It didn't work. Restrict MIDI hardware output to one thread. Let me turn that off. Let's see if that fixes it. Reset all MIDI devices. Here, reset all MIDI devices. Let's try that. Still didn't work. What if I force channel 1 instead of source channel 1? I force it so that it'd be channel 1, and then I select input channel 1. That doesn't do shit. Oh, is it because I'm like have shit coming through my guitar? Is that what's stopping it from reading? What if I turn that off? No, that doesn't do shit. Alright, do I want to like, here are my options. Do I want to download Fruity Loops? I really don't. I don't want to download Fruity Loops and program drums. I don't want to spend all an afternoon programming drums. That's not what I want to do at all. So this guy was using, let's see, what was he using? It was a thing called Easy Drummer. Is that free? Easy Drummer. No, it's like $100. Alright, let's look at this. Free Drum Machine. VST. this is what it is. This is what it is at the core of it, right? You just have to like encounter these obstacles and just whoosh, just stead the course. You have to be like it. Whenever you guys watch that movie about all those dudes on the boat, Master and Commander. There's a lot of times where they could have just given up. Like, it's too much, the waves, the storm, the British, there's this, there's that, there's the Spanish fleet. I don't think we're gonna make it. But motherfuckers got up every morning, they ran in through the night and through the day, and they held the sail, and they're coming, get on the cannons, They just took it on the chin. And that is the masculine struggle at the core of it. So, oh, you need to have drums. Oh, I gotta download a drum machine. In the grand scheme of things, not that big a deal. But, alright, in the context of this goal, right, the people who make it and don't make it, the people who make it are the people who are like, who get all front, who are like, I can't, like, I gotta fucking download a drum machine, I gotta do that, what the fuck? And they just do it. They just put their head down and do it. Alright, here, I'm gonna close this and open it back up, and we're gonna have a drum machine. We'll see if this works. Ooga Booga Demo. I'm just gonna call it Ooga Booga Demo, and then this is gonna be the file. We're gonna keep working on this demo until it is ready. When we, tomorrow or whenever else, well, let's come back to this tomorrow. I'm not saying we're gonna stop right now, but like, I don't think we're gonna finish this tonight. We're going to keep working on this one file until it is complete. We're not going to start a new one. We're not going to go to TGI Fridays. We're going to finish this demo. So where is the drum machine? What was that shit even called? Axon. Axon? Axoff. Where the fuck is this shit? Here, let's try to find this file. It was in the VST shit. See, the problem is I got multiple files where I put my VSTs in. This one was Axon X64. Alright, yeah. So the Axon plugin. But I can't find... is Melodyne. Is that it? I don't think so. Melodyne. No, this is not it. Where the fuck is Axon? Is this it? Excita? No, it is not. What is this? Moto drum. So that's a VST3i, which means if my MIDI keyboard was working, I could use that as an effect on the MIDI keyboard, but it is not working. Shout out to Rael for the free MIDI keyboard. Where the fuck is this god? Where the freak is this gosh darn mother truckin' cheese and crackers? I don't know. I don't know where the hell this shit is. I'm just gonna be the person who just decides to suffer through it. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Make your dreams come true. Is it this? Mixbox? No, why would that be it? It's like, what the fuck? Where is this shit? I'm almost getting frustrated. Almost. Alright. Axon X64. Where could that possibly be? Like, there's nothing called, I just went through every single file. There's nothing called Axon X64 inside of this. Axon X64. Axon X64. What would the abbreviation for that be? AX64? Like, would they... I think I'm gonna... You guys don't even want to know. Alright, by audio damage. Here, I'll look up audio damage. Maybe I'll find it then. Audio damage. Oh yeah, alright, is it here? Audio Damage Inc. It's not in there. I got the Audio Damage Inc. folder, but then it's some other plugin I have called Rough Rider. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to like rescan my VSTs. Like, I don't know why it's not showing up. Let's go back to audio damage. Is that what was going on? No, it's not there. So, respectfully, God, what the fuck, dude? Listen to, what is this? Oh yeah, that's that thing. Alright. Do I gotta download another drum machine? What? Wait. Alright, I made some brownies yesterday. I'm gonna go get those, just so I can feel better. Why do you give me these battles, God? You challenge me so. Alright, let's try downloading the 32 VST of the same thinger. Same thingy. Isn't there like a new file, like for new ones? There is no new one right now. So maybe that means it's not even picking it up. Let me add a path. Oh, there we go. There we go. I figured it out. I'm just retarded, as usual. Yeah, we get an extra 112 VSTs now, because we didn't make a pathway to that file labeled VSTs. Duh, 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 duh. Cool. Here we go. Axon. Axon. Now we got a drum machine. Now we're gonna have to figure out how to play a fucking drum machine. How does this work? Copy, paste. Oh, copy. Does that mean I could paste it into the thing? If I do paste, no, it doesn't let me do that. Play, stop. Nothing's coming through. Play. Play, play. What's up? Play, play. Shout out to any Deftones fans. So now here's what's gonna have to happen next. I'm gonna have to look up a fucking tutorial of how to play this shit. How to use this drum machine. Instant Eno in D minor. If I plugged in a MIDI, would that? Well, obviously my MIDI shit don't work. Axon drum machine tutorial. Alright, that doesn't tell me anything about how to use that shit.
Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we're going to take a look at Axon 2 from Audio Damage. So yeah, this is a neuro sequencer. It has 7 FM synthesizers and 7 nodes, or 7 synths, and a sequencer. So you can see in the top left hand corner, just below where it says Axon 2, you'll see the actual sequencer itself. And you will see that just to the right of that there is a little set of boxes marked 00 to 06. I'll start highlighting those now so you can see.
Absolutely disgusting.
We'll 00, and 00 is the center one. Above the center one is number 1, and then going all the way around to number 6. Okay, so you can set this up in various ways. It's very, very cool and it's very, very clever. So it can either be like a drum machine or a melodic synth. Okay, so this is very cool. So the first part of this video, I'm going to actually give you an overview of the interface.
Alright, tell us how it works, man. Tell it how it works.
I'm going to run it in AUM, and trust me, it gets amazing in AUM or any MP3, we can run it in multiple instances. And because it's very, very CPU friendly, it's very, very cool indeed. Okay, so let's see. So this is a patch called Psychoactive. If you tap on the patches at the top, you'll see you get a few user patches, but I'm guessing that most people are going to want to get into programming this once they understand how it works. It's very cool. So just to the left of Psychoactive is the MIDI, is your MIDI thing, and then your play, and then your tempo.
Right.
So just to the left of Psychoactive is the MIDI, is your MIDI thing, and then your play, and then your tempo.
For the iPad, okay, do I have to use a MIDI? Bruh. Dude, I'm getting real pissed. Oh man, I'm getting pissed. What is it? Yeah, I did it. Alright, now the question is, how do I make it play metal-y stuff and not like some techno shit? Rock and roll. That's not rock and roll. That's clearly techno. So do I have to get a drum machine that isn't like a techno thing? Semi-brutal beat. I have a feeling this thing's definition of brutal is different from mine. Yep, that's techno. That's techno, bro. That is not brutal. Okay. Deep breaths. Let's go find another drum machine. Every single preset on that drum machine was some techno shit. Even the one labeled rock and roll. Maybe maybe what I want to do, you can get like those folders essentially of a bunch of different drums. You know what I mean? And then just like drop in like a drum preset. let's try one more drum machine, and then we'll go that route. I won't lie, it feels like a waste of time, but you know what? 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours. Alright, so let's rescan for VSTs, because we just got those new drum machines. These ones are called Tromine 8 and Tromine 9 by Marvin Pavilion. Shout out to Marvin. Marvin, is that the dude who got shot in Pulp Fiction? What? Why'd you shoot his brains? Oh, I just shot Marvin in the face. Why the fuck you do that? That was my. Why the fuck do you do that? That was my Samuel L. Jackson. Why the fuck do you do that? I can't find this shit now. Let's look in the new. Here we go. Koji Tajima. So it's made by a Japanese person. That's how you know we're in good hands. How the fuck am I gonna use this? Oh, it needs me to load in drum sounds. So am I gonna have to like download a bunch of drum presets anyways to use it? I'm getting pretty close to committing Sudoku, but so we're just gonna be that person who just perseveres anyways. So let's download some drum presets. Is this free? Used by artists such as Jay-Z, Kanye West. I like those guys. Drake. Okay. Beyonce. Alright. I wouldn't be making music if it wasn't for Kanye. See, what I hate about a lot of these VST companies is basically what they'll do is they'll let you download one of their packs for free, but the cost is that you have to send them your email, which means by signing up for the free thing, they're just gonna spam you forever to like buy their shit. Even if you unsubscribe, they're like, hey, but we know you unsubscribed, but we got a really good deal, like maybe you wanna fucking buy. It's like, no, I'm not going to spend money on like a file, like a guitar amplifier file. I want to spend money on a real guitar amplifier. And so I'm gonna make a file called, we're gonna call it what are we gonna call this? Drum sounds? Drum plugins? Is that what it is? They're plugins? They're not plugins, are they? Let's just do drum sounds, that's accurate. So let's try listening to some of these. Alright, great, they're all like techno and shit. Beautiful. So let's try loading some of these into this thinger here. The Tromine 9 by Koji, what's this guy's name? Koji Tajima. Koji Tajima. So then how do we play it? I loaded it. Alright. Fuck it. I am not going to use a drum machine. I am going to download a drum. I'm going to download a whole drum thing. Or hang on. Oh, how about this? Drum. What is it? Aren't there like whole by any chance, perchance, isn't there like drum loops? That's what they're called, drum loops. Isn't there like whole files of drum loops? Drum loops free. Free metal drum loops. metal drum loops. So, ain't that funny that they call it, there's that subgenre of rap music called trap metal. Trap metal. Like Zilla Kami, City Morgue. I saw City Morgue once. Very intelligent crowd. Alright. 100 best free metal drum loops you can download right now. Number 1 is called the best rock and metal sample pack. Well, they call it the best in the title. It's probably the best. Oh, it's 37 bucks.
All right, what's up? It's Sep from Unison here, and I just want to walk you through
Is it
our
worth?
Unison
Is it
MIDI
worth
collection so you
37
can see
bucks? Is it
exactly
worth?
what's inside.
Let's look at
Chords,
this.
all folders here are working. Find pretty drag and key into the. So again,
Hang on.
chords.
That's not drums. Those are keys. MIDI chord collection. That's not what I want. Rockin' metal MIDI melody. Top metal bundle. 100 metal drum loops. It's $22. Trap metal bundle. It's called Trap Metal Bundle. What the fuck is this shit? What is this world coming to? Death Trap? Death Trap Metal? Death Trap Metal. That's a new one. I haven't heard of that. Death Trap Metal. What is it like? Well, then, and then like the bass goes blah 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 blah. You know what? XXX Tentacion, he already ended that entire genre of music before it could even start. Let's be honest. You can't really get much better than that. I really like Rip Roach. That was the peak of that little thing. Rip Roach. People like look at me and hey, respect. Whenever anybody makes a hit, you gotta have respect. But Rip Roach was the real good X song. Fucked Up. That one was good too. What was that one really called? I don't know. Fucked Up You. Once he started getting into the emo boy shit, it was pretty sad. It was so sad that he even decided to name the song Sad. It was like, this is sad, dude. What are you doing? And then we lost, man, we lost all of the greats. Our generation had all of the greats. X, Juice WRLD, Lil Peep. Who else died? Man, I can't get over Takeoff, man. Takeoff, no! Alright, let's try to download some some shit, I guess. Drum kit and loop. Twisted Metal. That sounds cool. It's for trap. I'm not gonna do, and all of these ones cost money too. Why are they calling it trap metal? Stop using that word metal. You're not metal. Just because you went into your DAW, just because you went into your little Pro Tools and then you cranked the blah all the way up, doesn't mean you're metal. Blah 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 blah. Alright, free rock drum loops. Oh, I don't know how much more I can take of this. This is going nowhere. At least we put in 2 hours of us struggling. But we're going to have to find a way to start making real progress on this front. I think what I'm going to have to do is I got this fucking drum kit. I'm going to just have to be able to play it good enough. But at this point, the motivation's gone today. So we'll see if we can get to it tomorrow. But we did actually lay down some tracks. We figured out a couple little tricks. We spent some time messing around with drum machines, and we also browsed around at some drum sample packs. So let's look at the positives. I learned a couple little production tricks. So it was not a waste of time. It was not the most efficient use of time. I didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, but we did not waste. All right. Stay safe.